Hi everybody, how are you doing? Welcome or welcome back to Wealth Empire Show. I'm so glad you could join us and I'm feeling good, I'm happy, and I'm excited to bring you yet another episode. Today, I want to give you 15 skills that you must have or acquire in order to make wealth in 2023. One of the things that I felt or I thought is really, really key for this year as we continue building wealth is the skill set that is required. Everyone has a desire to create wealth. Everybody wants to be wealthy. We're actually born as humans with an instinct of wanting to create wealth. But the question is how? It requires skill, because if you get it and you're not skillful, you're going to lose it. And we want to create wealth, and wealth for generations and generations to come, not wealth that comes and goes. So I'm going to jump right into it. Now, skill number one that you require in building wealth: effective communicator. Great communicator. You need to become a great communicator, an effective communicator. So you need communication skills. Now, in terms of communication, a lot of people have good information and good products, but when you listen to them, you can't stand to listen to them for more than 1 minute. Just giving an example. So how do you ensure that you're giving people information in a way they're able to understand? One of the ways you can become a good communicator is by learning how to study the room. Notice the temperature, notice the body language, how people are responding to what you're saying. Number two, you need to learn how to project your voice. This comes to you practicing and practicing. When I began being a salesperson, or rather selling, like a profession, I would practice in front of a mirror and have a pitch. Sometimes even when you're calling somebody, you need to have a pitch, a set pitch that you read, a script. But with time, you get better and better. Get in front of the crowd, get in front of a customer. In fact, where I work, we say that every day, every moment, every hour, you need to be in front of somebody speaking about your product. And that's how you get better, by communicating. But I think for me, communication, what is really key is finding your voice. Before I started this podcast, I used to wonder, how will I sound? How do I want to sound? And I think I'm not there yet. I'm still trying to find my voice, but at least I began the journey. And part of the reason why I began this podcast is to get better at it. I didn't think I was good. I still don't. But I know that as I continue doing this, I'll get better and better. So the first skill is communication skills. Number two, you have to have emotional intelligence. I have watched and seen high-profile people, or people who I regarded very highly, get triggered and they go through an emotional meltdown, and you're left wondering. Or a better example is when people are sober, and then when they have taken a bit of alcohol, you can see a shift of a personality and the emotions are all over. Learn how to master your emotions. It's a journey. It's a process. We are all in it. You have to find out, first of all, how emotional are you? How do you handle emotions? Do a research and let people know, tell you, are you overly emotional? Emotions are good. All of us have them. And sometimes you can't help but be emotional because you're a human being. But do you let your emotions get the best of you to ruin your customer relations, to ruin your relationships all around, sending fired up emails, saying more than necessary? You can communicate in very few words. You don't have to, let your emotions. In short, in summary, what I'm trying to say is get to master your emotions. Number three, ability to sell. You must have closing skills. That's what I call them. So everybody who is unable to sell may never be able to lead effectively a company. You have to learn the art of selling. And number four, you have to become a great marketer. Your products, after they have been produced, they have to start getting marketed. You can't always be marketing other people's products, even your own. They require to be marketed. And marketing is very different from sales. Sales is the art of getting a customer to invest in what you're selling. Marketing is getting people to know that you actually exist, like what we're doing right now, preparing and creating this content so that somebody can get a hold of them. Then from there they'll find out there's a website. Then from there they'll know, how do I invest? That's what we call marketing. So you have to become a better marketer. You don't have to start good, you get better along the way. Skill number 5, ability to inspire others and motivate others. The information that you have gotten along the way is not for you only, is for other people who surround you and generations to come. So you have to be able to get people to do what you're doing. If you have mastered the art of, say, multiplying your money, you need to be able to tell other people how you did it, to motivate them. When you open your company, you will need other people to do the work for you, because you can't run the company by yourself. You're going to need accountants, secretaries, legal people. You're going to need the front office people. You're going to need the back office people. You have to be able to motivate them to become better employees, having done that yourself. All right. Skill number 6, money management. This one is big. It's major. It's where I'm at. It's what I do for life. And the motivation behind me being a money manager was seeing how poorly I was managing my money and how poorly other people were managing money. And people get big jobs and they get a lot of money. Others get charity. They win a lot of money, or they win competitions, and they were in my circles, and I watched how that money can just come and go and leave the person the same. So money management skills is simply being able to handle your cash, your inflows, not finishing your money on site. I'm trying to look for the best words here. Money management allows you to stock up for the future, to invest for future, and to be able to be this person who, you don't have money today, tomorrow you have it, today again you don't have it. You in short, I got it. I have gotten it. The word is, you stop being epileptic with your finances. I'm not saying anything else. A good money manager. Number 7, self-motivation, self-mastery. Being motivated by other people is good, and once in a while someone will motivate you, but are they going to be there every day to motivate you? No, you need your why. Actually, there's a book I read, and the title of the book is Starting with Your Why. Know your why. Always know why you're doing that. It was an audio book I listened to, and the author was so mind-blowing, and I was like, if only we could start with our why, then we would stick around longer. So you must be able to motivate yourself. Number 8, public speaking skills. Those ones everybody now must have. You don't have to be the world best speaker. You just need to be able to put a speech together. Be it a birthday speech, graduation speech, CEO speech, because you're going to lead people. Whatever speech, you must be able to be a good public speaker. That means you conquer your fear, your insecurities, you work on your image. Things that make you confident are the ones that are going to get you to being a very good public speaker. Language, learn several languages. Be good at English, because English is like the international language where it's understood probably by 80% of the world. So that's something you need to master. Number 9, you must be a great communicator in writing. A good writer. I had to learn this the hard way. I used to be that person who, when I'm talking, I sound very good, and we are having a discussion. It's nice, and I'm holding my end of the bargain. But when it came to writing, I would sit there and wonder, how do I put my thoughts into an email, and I had to learn. Now I'm the best email writer. I'm the best script writer because I practiced over time. You need to become a good. If somebody cannot be found on phone, if your clients can't be found on phone, if they're abroad and you can't even do Zoom calls because they're doctors and they work around the clock, then you need to be able to write them an email that is as compelling as your speech. So skills for writing, you require them. Number 10, skills to read financial statements. Wow, a lot of people cannot understand a financial statement. I'm talking about a P&L, profit and loss, a balance sheet, and a cash flow statement. At least those three. You should be able to, when you receive that kind of a statement, you know what the statement is talking about. If you don't know how to, I can help, but you need to learn how to read financial statements. 11, great time managing. There are books and books and books out there. Find them and learn how to manage your time. Time is money. Time is a currency. A lot of people have said statements and they've been misquoted. One of the greatest man that lived, and I work in his empire, he's now late, he rested, and he used to tell us that he doesn't spend time with people who are not going to add value to him. And at that time, because I was younger, I used to find that statement very proud. Now I know better. You don't have to allocate time to everybody. You only need to allocate time to things that are very important to you. And how do you do that? By first of all knowing your values, what matters to you, so that you're not all over being nice, overly nice, and pleasing people, and being in every function, attending every forum. And you have to do those to a good extent. But again, you need to know how much time do I have, so that I know how much time I'm spending on each and every aspect that comes my way. So time management skills, I'm just running them through. Great. Number 12, great in delegating and outsourcing. Speaking to myself here, I am sometimes caught up doing everything, but learning how to delegate and trust another person with your duties is amazing, because it will multiply your time. Actually, that's the only way you can be in two places at the same time. CEOs will understand this language, and CEOs to be. All of us, you need at some point to train. I think I've said it in a previous podcast. You need to be able to train another person to do what you're doing, so that you can multiply time. You can be in two places at the same time. That's the only way, right? And that way, another person will be able to train another person, and another person will also train another person, and it becomes a beautiful cycle where a lot of people can do one duty, and then that is where the rule of multiplication comes in. So great in delegating. By delegating, you have to train the people first. They have to do it better than you, as you, or better than you. Now, number 13, you must have the skills to adapt quickly to change. If you're invited in a foreign country where time difference occurs and people operate differently, different cultures, you must be able to adapt to that culture and practice very quickly. By culture, I don't mean company culture. Every company or every place you go, people work differently mostly, and you might need to adjust a bit. You don't have to be stuck in your old ways of doing things. And that's why I encourage that as we grow as entrepreneurs, as business people, as leaders, we need to travel, we need to meet other people, we need to interact with other people. One of the things that gets me very excited is every time I deal with a client that is not from my country, because I am eager to hear how they were brought up, what were their experiences. That way I get to compare with where we are at, and I see a thing, a gap, and I know what I need to learn, and I also teach them what we went through here in Africa. So you have to learn how to quickly adapt to change. Speaking to myself. 14, you must be an effective connections builder. Wow. I remember somebody mentioning that sometimes you're in a room with very influential people. One day you'll be in a room with very influential people. What are you going to do about it? When my first sales job, after I moved from the world of accountancy to now coming to financial advisory, I was a sales person as a financial advisor, looking for clients. And one of the things our manager used to ask us during trainings is if today you found yourself with an opportunity to meet the head of state, what would you do? Would you be that kind of person who said, a great man was here and I didn't even do anything about it? So you must learn how to build connections very quickly and find books that teach you the art of talking to anyone. There's a book like that, The Art of Talking to Anyone and Everyone. Because sometimes when we're in a room with very great men or influential people, we change and we start shifting and we shrink and we start feeling small. What we need to remember is that God created everything, every human He created. Nothing was created in this world that He didn't create Himself. So we are all in a way equal. What differentiates us is the influence that we have gotten and what we have allowed ourselves, the growth we have allowed ourselves to go through. And a famous preacher that I loved very much normally says this statement over and over, that what you're looking for is looking for you, just not that version of you. So our duty is to change every day, evolve every day, change every day. Imagine that person that you really, really admire and you would want to talk to and start becoming better than that person. That way, the rules may change whereby you're the one being chased and not the one chasing people. All right. And the last skill that you need to acquire is you need to become a long game player. You need to be good at becoming the long game player. Patience. This one is big. It's major for me. As much as I am very good at staying in one place for a very long time, sometimes I feel I can do better in terms of squeezing and maximizing the places I have been. I don't think I did everything I could have done in all the places that God has allowed me to be. Why I speak like this is because I may not struggle with being patient, but I could also struggle with maximizing on what I'm doing during that patience. There's being patient, and then there's also being patient doing something. The question is, what are you doing as you're waiting? But the point I wanted to drive home here is, get rich quickly overnight mentality needs to come out of your mind if you're going to make it in this world of wealth creation. If you're going to make it as a money master, if you're going to master your wealth, by the way, by mastering your wealth, you learn how to multiply wealth. That way, money is answering to you and you're not answering to money. You need to know how to play the long game. I could give examples of companies that I have dealt with, advised them financially, and when they start giving me their story of how they began and how long they've been at it. Actually, I have an example. People who have been doing podcasting and creating content on YouTube. I listened to a group of girls that I watch, and they said they started their YouTube channel 6 years ago. Now they're at 180 subscribers, and I thought they had grown like over 1 year or 2 years because I find their content very good. But when they mentioned they've been at it for 6 years, I was like, wow, talk about the long game. Every business requires a level of patience. But as you're patient, let me add there that you need to be innovative. You need to be doing the correct research and changing with time so that you're not just waiting there 10 years, 20 years, the hotel is still the same size. You still are getting the same cash flow. You still have your 2 waiters. You need to wait as you grow. But playing the long game is something you need to learn how to do. You need to wait it out. Yeah. you need to weed it out. And in summary, number 1, become an effective communicator. Number 2, emotional intelligence is a must. Number 3, ability to sell. You must have closing skills. And number 4, great communicator. PR, public relations, you must hack. Number 5, ability to inspire others and become a motivator. Number 6, money management skills is a must. Number 7, self-motivation and self-mastery. This is big. 8, public speaking skills. 9, great communicator. In writing, good writer. Emails, scripts, messages, you must have very good writing skills. Number 10, skills to read financial statements. You're going to make money. You're going to require it to be put in one page. How much money you have made. How do you read that statement? 10, skills to manage your time. Great money management. That's 11. Great time manager. Time management skills. 12, great in delegating and outsourcing. 13, quickly adapt to change and be flexible. 14, effective quality connections builder. A good connections builder. A good friend creator. Number 15, and the last one, long game player. You gotta be patient in this game if you're going to make the wealth. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for watching till the end. It gives me a lot of pleasure when I share this information that is helping me grow financially, and it can help you grow financially as well. Make sure that you share this information with somebody who needs it. Like the episode if you loved it. Give it a thumbs up. Then subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and then hit the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever we have a new episode, and let's grow together. If you can, leave me a comment. You can tell me what you want me to talk about. You can ask me a question. You can give a view or additional points to the points I've already given. I've given 15 skills. Of course, there are hundreds of skills that we need to get, but those are the 15 that are key and very important according to me. Once again, my name is Abi Mungai, and I'm a wealth specialist, and I love doing this because I know when we become wealthy, and as we become wealthy, we need to be a bunch of us so that we can be traveling all over the world and preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, and also the gospel of not living in poverty. See you on the next episode, and remember to share, to like, and to subscribe. God bless you. Adios.